welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. If you are new, hi, I'm Cora. Check out the description box below for links to all my social accounts as well as my website, corashea.com, and let's get into today's video because we are going to be talking about fun lists to make when you are bored. I have an entire video that I will link below talking about all of the benefits of writing lists and how it can help you be more productive, organized, and on top of things for your life. It's easy. It's the easiest organization system in my opinion. But you can also make lists when you're bored and you just want something to entertain you and something that feels like a productive form of entertainment while also just being kind of fun and just something. So I'm going to share some of those lists with you guys. Live your best possible life. All right, guys. I cannot talk enough about how important it is. And first up is books that you want to read. I think it's fun to just kind of scroll through like book TikTok or like book Instagram, YouTube, what's it called? Booktubers, I don't remember what it's called, but doing things like that, or just going through if you have like any websites where you're keeping track of books you want to read in like different places, just making one collective list, either do it in a notebook or do it on your phone of books that you want to read. Second is to make a list of shows that you want to watch. I think that this list is not only fun because you can sit there and you can like read descriptions of shows and like compile a list, but it's also helpful when in the future, let's say you finish a show, at least, so I like to binge watch shows in the background. I'm kind of like jumping here. While I do other things because it keeps my brain like, I don't really watch the shows, but I like to have the background noise, or else I get more distracted when the background noise is like from random things outside. So I like to have just like that little bit of background noise. So I keep a list of shows that I want to watch that aren't like intensive shows where you really have to follow the plot. So like a lot of like sitcoms and like lighthearted shows. But making just any kind of list of shows that you want to watch can be a fun activity to do while also helping you out for the future. 3, restaurants you want to try list. This is fun to do, and it also, like the last list, can help you in the future save time if you already have a list of restaurants that you want to try. So go on Yelp or Google reviews or just Instagram and look at locations and things like that and come up with a list of restaurants that you have been wanting to try. So that way in the future, let's say it is a date night and your significant other is like, oh, let's try something new. Any ideas where? Well, yes, you have ideas. You have an entire list of ideas. Next, self-care items that you want to try. I think it's fun to spend some time on Pinterest and reading some different blog posts and looking at different self-care activities that other people do to get some inspiration and ideas so that in the future when you're like in a mental state where you really need some self-care, you already have that list. Plus it's like just kind of fun and creative to think of different ways and just have that list handy. Next is a list of positive affirmations. Any positive affirmations that really speak to you. Spend some time reading through compilations that other people have made of self-affirmations. I have a list of affirmations for confidence as well as self-care. I will link and nighttime as well. I will link those below so that you can look through those affirmation lists and start to pull ideas for which ones speak to you, because not every self-affirmation that you see somebody else talk about is going to speak to you. So it's important to think about the ones that like really call to you and speak to you, and then compile those positive affirmations into a list so that you can say them and use them in the future. It's also just like a fun and entertaining thing to do. Next is to make a list of acts of kindness that you can do. I think that this list is inspiring and really helps you get into a mental state of helping others and doing kindness and helping your community. I have a list of 51 random acts of kindness that I will link below. This list is really helpful in my opinion if you are struggling with like simple ideas, but of course they won't be relevant to every single community, so think about your community and your family and the people around you and who you can help, and this list is fun and it's just like good for the soul, you know? Next is to make a list of things that inspire you. This list is one that I actually have on my phone at all times because sometimes I find myself in the mood where I don't feel like my discipline is getting me to where I need to be, and I do tend to I think it's more important to rely on discipline than motivation, but sometimes you need that extra little boost, and having a list of what inspires you is so helpful for that because you can look at that and you can remember why you're working so hard and why you're doing the things that you're doing. So when you're bored and you have a little extra time, make this list. It's fun, it's lighthearted, it's happy, and then you can use it in the future when you need that little boost of inspiration and motivation. Next is to make a list of feel-good songs. Of course, it's like easiest to make this as a Spotify playlist or whatever your preferred music playing service is. I don't don't think that was the correct words there, but it's okay. You know what I'm talking about. But make a list or like a playlist of upbeat, happy songs. This is fun to do. If you don't already do that, have one of these lists. I like highly, highly recommend having it. And it's so nice. Like, let's say like you're in just a few weeks from now and you're getting ready to go to something that you don't really want to go to. You put this playlist on, you get yourself pumped up, you get yourself hyped for the day. It's a fantastic list. Next, make a list of your favorite recipes to cook. Having this list is so helpful in the future when you're like not feeling as inspired to cook or think of new recipe ideas. It's especially helpful if you have a family and you try a new meal and they really liked it. You can add it to that list so that you know in the future that that recipe was a hit, it was successful. Definitely a great list to make. Next up is a self-love bucket list. I think self-love is so incredibly important. It's something that we all need to do a lot more of, and doing self-love activities is one of the best ways to practice self-love. I have a self-love bucket list challenge that I will link below. Check that out for ideas for your self-love list. All right, next up is a list of places that you want to go. This is a super fun list. Not necessarily all that productive of a list, but it is a great list to have. I think it's super fun to make, and just look at different travel Instagram accounts and Pinterest and think of places, specific places, not just countries that you really want to go to. Super fun. Next up is a list of habits that you want to start. I think the best way to start building new habits is to start with this list. Think about what you want to learn and what you want to add into your life, and then from there on, you can start habit tracking and doing the necessary steps to build the habits and slowly add them onto your life. Next, make lists of your favorite seasonal activities. This can be one giant list, or you can break it down by season, or even more sub by holiday. Whatever you want to do with the list, remember these are your list to make. It's fun and it can get you really inspired and thinking about different fun things that you can do during each season. All right, and the final list is a gift ideas list. This list is one of the most literally life-changing lists that I've ever started running and keeping. And I highly recommend you doing it because, oh my gosh, it is so helpful when holidays or birthdays or anniversaries come around and you already have a running list of gift ideas for the most important people in your life, like your family members, your significant other, close friends, anyone that you would regularly, at least once a year, buy a gift for. Keep a running list when they mention something that new that they're interested in, or something that they've been wanted, or you just think of an idea of something they might like. Add it to the list, add their name and then the gift name, and that way in the future when that holiday or special event comes around and you need to get them a gift, you already have ideas that are perfect already on your list. I cannot talk enough about how helpful this list is, and it's fun to make, so start this list as well. Alright guys, I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that it gave you some ideas for some fun lists to make when you're bored that can kind of help you out in life, but are also fun, entertaining, and lighthearted lists. Again, recommend watching the video about the reasons and benefits of writing lists. That will be linked below. And make sure that you hit the subscribe button so you can always see my newest videos, and have a great day. Bye guys!